Started recording. I will share my screen now. Is my screen visible to you? Kanmartunda na screen? Yeah, okay. Now, okay. Once I will run the project first, okay? Then we will see what I have done yesterday. Now, industry. So I will run this project now. Okay. Whoever get registered in our application, the registered customers has to be accepted by the admin. Okay, yesterday we have created admin page, and when the admin gets logged in inside the admin page, okay, login was successful, and inside the admin, here we have the header. We have created separate header for the admin. Okay, when the admin gets logged in, we need to create one separate header for the admin, and here we created one header, name it as view customers. So when you click on the view customers, whoever the customers are registered, the list will be available in this page. Okay, now we need to accept this customer. Okay, we need to accept this customer by using accept or reject buttons. Okay, now I will give that button some colors like class. Okay, like for accept, I'm giving button primary button, so it will. And for the reject also, I'm using one class equals to button danger. Okay, now see, I will refreshing it. See here we get the two buttons. Okay, now the status was accepted. Okay, now the customer can get the login. Okay, because we have accepted that customer. Now we will see one more customer get registered. Okay, I will register one more customer. I'm naming it as Banu, and I'm registering. Okay, the customer is registered with its name, email, password, and give the mobile number, which was starting with 9 or 876. Okay, we have kept the pattern like that, and here we are giving the date of birth, some random date of birth, and I'm selecting one image. Okay, I need to show that image also, right, for you guys. Okay, open is an address, and this is pin code 500072. Okay, submit. Registered successfully. When I go to admin, and when I logged in into admin profile, okay, and when I click on the view customers, see here we have two customers who have registered to our application. One is Radha and another one is Banu. Okay, and the Radha profile was accepted by the admin. Okay, the profile was accepted by the admin. But in case of the Banu, the profile was in the pending stage only. Okay, now I need to I have yesterday written the acceptance process code. Okay, now I need to write the reject process code. Okay, admin reject customer.jsp. Okay, yesterday, now see here, admin accept customer file is there, but admin reject customer.jsp file is not there. So I will create that now. Admin reject. So by that we will complete with the both accept and reject. Admin reject customer the same as a accept customer itself. So I'm copying this, and same as a accept, we need to get the data, we need to get the ID of the which customer you need to reject. You need to get that ID of that customer, and you here we have used a connect to file where we are using that file for the connection to the database. Okay, after that we are using the prepared statements. Here we are updating the customer and we are setting the status as rejected. Okay, we are setting the status as rejected where customer ID equals to question mark, and we need to set this placeholder the value of which we are retrieving from our previous table, which is nothing but view customers. Okay, for that ID only it will be change the status from pending to the rejected page. Okay, by using the rows, same if the rows is greater than 0, here rejected successfully, like profile rejected successfully, and we will navigate him to the admin customers page. Same here also, fail to reject, please try again, and we will navigate the admin to the admin customers page. Now see, in the view customer page, for the Radha I have accepted him, his profile was accepted. But for the Banu profile, I am, when I click on the reject button, it will be rejected. Okay, the profile rejected successfully. And see in the status here we can see the profile was rejected. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to go to the customers page, and there we need to write the logic for the login, how the customer can get login to his profile. Okay, now go to their profile and log out. Here in the customer we have the two inputs, one is email, one is password. Okay, password. Now here when I enter banu@gmail.com password as a root, but when I click on the login button, see it is in the customer page itself. Why? Because see in the customer page here in this form, okay, this is where we enter our email and this is where we enter the password. And when you click on the login button, it will check whether the action attribute has address or not. So it has to take its email and the password, whatever the password and email details are entered by the customer, it has to be processed in the backend page. Okay, that backend page was, we will write it as customer data.jsp page. So we need to create this page. So in the web app, I am creating one customer data.jsp. Okay, customer.jsp. This is the backend process. So I am just using here industry title. If the page was visible to the customer or visible to the user, here you need to take the headlinks. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to first connect with our database. So I am including our connect to file equals to connect.jsp. Now what we need to do, we need to retrieve whatever the email and password as entered by the customer. So we need to retrieve that. Okay, first one is the string email equals to request dot get parameter of, okay, what is the name. See in the customer page here I have taken the name as email. So I need to take here the name as email. Next what we have the password. So for that password, taking request dot get parameter of the name as pwd. The password, I have the name, the password as pwd. Now what we need to do, I need to check whether this email and password are present in our database or not. Like in our industry database, in our customers table, okay, here whether he has correct email and correct password. Along with the email and password, we need to check whether the status is accepted or rejected. If the status was only accept only, we need to allow him to go to the customer's homepage. If other than accept is there, like a reject or pending, we need to send him the message. If the profile was rejected, we need to send him the message as your profile has rejected. If the profile was in the pending stage, we need to send the message him like your profile is on hold, please wait for admin response. So for that, here we already connected with our database, so we need to check whether we have the correct email or not. So by using the prepared statement ps equals to con dot prepare statement, here we need to select from customer, it is customer, right? Okay, customer table, where email equals to question mark and the password equals to question mark. So we need to set these both email and password details to this query. So how we need to set the values? We use the ps dot set string of first one is email, right? The email was stored in the email variable of the string, okay, and next was stored it in the 2 comma pwd. The password, this password was stored in the pwd variable. So here in the database with the email and password, here also we have pwd and the email. So I am using the email and the pwd. Okay, now what we need to do, here we have selecting the data from the table. So I will use the result set as rs equals to ps dot execute query. Okay, after executing the query, we need to loop it through the while loop by using while, or you can use it as if rs dot next. If rs as the data, it will go into the if loop. If not, it will go to the else part. Okay, if now what we need to do, if the data email and password is correct, then it will go to the if loop. Okay, and inside the if loop I'm retrieving the data of the status of the certain person. Okay, so we need to check whether his status, what is the status he has. So I am here in the string status, I am retrieving the data like rs equals to dot get string of, so what is the status column here. So we need to call that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10th column we have the status. So I am retrieving the data, whichever the status data is present in the 10th column, I'm retrieving and I am storing in the status variable. Okay, in the status variable. Okay, now I need to check whether this status variable has accepted, rejected or pending. Okay, so for that, here I am using the if. Okay, if status, okay, this status whatever we are retrieving from the database, that status dot equals to, that status is equals to accepted or not. If it is accepted, then it will go to the, then it will be go to the if part. Okay, so if the status was accepted, then we need to send him the message, right? So for that I'm using the scriptlet tags. I open and then I'm using the script for the alert, okay, for pop-up, and here I'm using the alert and I will say as login successfully. Okay, login successfully. Now where I need to navigate him, I need to navigate him to the customer page. So I'm including customer homepage.jsp. Okay, now we are done with the, if the status was accepted, then only he will go to the customer homepage, that is login successful, with the message login successful. If else else if status dot, if stated dot equals to, if the status was rejected other than accepted, if the status was rejected, then we need to send him the message and we need to navigate him person to again for the login page. Okay, we need not to send him to the customer page because his profile was rejected by the admin. So we need to send the message as, use the script and the alert here, use as your profile is rejected. We will send in the message as your profile is rejected, and inside that we need to navigate him to include page equals to customer page. The customer page means customer login page. Okay, because his profile was rejected, we are sending him to the same login page. Okay, because the status was rejected, because the admin rejected his profile. Now if the status is accepted, then it will go to the customer home page. Else if the status was rejected, it will go to the login page with the profile is rejected. Finally, if else means if the status was not accepted, if the status was not the rejected, but if the status was in the pending stage, like if we need to use the scriptlet tags, open the scriptlet tags, and we need to send him the message by using the script tag as an alert, and we need to send the message as your profile is pending. Your profile is pending. Please wait for admin response. Okay, in the both the conditions, like if the profile was not accepted, if the profile was not rejected, then the status will be in the pending itself. So we are sending him the message as your profile is pending, so please wait for the admin response, and we will navigate him to same login page. Okay, the login page of the customer.jsp. So by doing this, the user can get the clarity of where his profile is standing. Like if his profile was in the pending stage, so he can get the message as your profile is pending. Or if is or if the profile was rejected, so he can get the clear message of your profile is rejected, so that he can register again or he can contact with the admin. So and here if the profile was accepted, then he will go to the customer home page. So we need to create one home page for the customer. So I am creating one customer home page, new JSP file and customer home page. This is the customer home page. Now I'm saving it. See, this is a customer homepage, right? The customer homepage will be visible to the customer. So here inside the head links, head tag, I am using scripted tags, and at the rate include file equals to, we need to include what file? We need to include head links, because the links will be useful for our template. So we need to use that head links. And one more thing, we need to use it as here. Instead of the header, previously we used the header as a main header. Now it was in the customer homepage. Okay, the customer gets login and he was in the customer homepage. So we need to create a separate header, known it as a customer header.jsp. Okay, and this is one file, and one more file as the include file, which is nothing but that is footer file. Now what we need to do, we need to create one customer header file. Now I will create one customer header file, which is same as admin header. Okay, which is same as admin header. I'm copying this, I will paste it in the header page. Okay, but in the customer page we don't need of any view customer pages. Okay, just simply we use just button, home button, and one more heading as a profile. Here inside our profile I'm giving my profile, so here we can see our profile like basic details of full name, email, password, mobile number, address. So inside our profile we can update our profile. We can do that operations in the my profile page. Now here we have change password, so if the customer want to change password, so we are giving the heading as a change password profile. And for the same for the logout, here instead of admin logout I will use the customer logout. Okay, customer logout dot JSP page. So when you click on the logout buttons, the session we need to invalidate the session. Before that, here in the customer data, okay, when he enters the data in the login page and when he click on the login button, the data will be retrieved here. Okay, the data will be retrieved and the data will be checked with our database within the customer whether the email and the password are correct or not. After the after the validation, it will check for the status whether he was accepted by admin or not. If the profile was accepted, then we need to save this email entire through his session. So we use a session management, like, so inside the accepted button only I'm using session dot. I'm setting one attribute and I'm giving the name it as customer email, C email, which is nothing but that's stored in the email variable. Okay, when the status was accepted only, he will go to the customer page. So for that we are using the session. Okay, we are using this email in the entire session until he invalidates the session. When the customer invalidates, when the customer invalid the session, when he click on the customer logout, when he click on the logout buttons, the session will be invalid and the data where was present in the C email will be removed from the session. Okay, now we are storing the session value in the C email. Whenever you need the customer email, you can get that attribute by using this name C email, and you can use that email in the entire session of the login session of the customer. Okay, now we'll see how it will works or not. Now when I click on the customer page, okay, here first we will check with the Banu. Okay, because I have reached in the admin page, so we will check whether it's working correctly or not. Now banu@gmail.com, and I have given the password as root. Okay, when I click on the login button, see here we can get the here we can get the message as your profile is rejected. Why? The Banu profile was rejected by the, here in our see this Banu, the status was rejected. So it is checking, so it's validating whether his status was accepted or not. It has checked first this condition, so the status was not accepted. So it went for the second condition where we have used here status dot equals to rejected. So it displayed the alert as your profile is rejected and it sent back to customer login page. See, we are in the, see, when I click on the OK button, see, it will be in the customer page because his profile was rejected. He was not permitted to go to the customer home page. Now we will try with radha@gmail.com and giving the password as a root. Login. See here, login successful because it has checked with the condition the status was accepted. So it gets into the login page and it has alerted me with the message login successfully. And when I click on the OK button to the customer home page, see, this is in the customer home page where we use the home page home profile. And here see, we have created our profile, change password and logout. So when you click on the my profile, we need to display page where we need to give the heading as a my profile, and you need to display all your details. And same for the change password, where you need to display with your email and the previous password. When you enter previous password and the new password, when you submit, the password has to get updated. Okay, now I will use this banner, one banner area, and I will give the message as a welcome customer. So now this is a customer homepage, right? This is where we use a customer homepage. Now, same as the admin homepage, we need to create one banner. So further in the admin page here, we use one banner, right? So I'm using that banner, the customer homepage, and here I am displaying customer welcome customer. Okay, instead of admin homepage, in the home, this is a customer home, so I am using customer home page dot JSP. Okay, now see here, when I refresh it, see here we are in the welcome customer and we are in the home page. In the customer header, in the home also, we need to change it from admin home page to customer home page. Like in the customer header, here home means inside the customer, the home page was the customer home page. So I'm changing it from admin home page to customer home page. Now this change password, admin change password, instead of admin, I'm using it as customer change password. So we need to create all these files now, like to change the password, to log out the customer, or to display the customer profile, like customer my profile dot JSP. Okay, now now we are done with the login page. Okay, we are done with registration and we are done with the login page also. Now what we need to do, we need to create our logout page. So here the customer logout, I need to create one more file and naming it as the customer logout file, where when he click on the logout button, when he click on the logout button, here, by using the scriptlet tags, first thing we need to do is we need to invalidate the session. So whatever the session it has, we are invalidating that and we are removing the data, because when the customer gets logged in, we are storing the his email in our session. So when he get out of this logout button, when he click on logout, means he need to go out of his profile, like he needs to log out from his profile and he needs to go to login page. So we need to invalidate that session, and after that we need to navigate him to, like, by using response dot send redirect. We need to give the login page address, like customer.jsp page. Customer.jsp page. This is nothing but the logout page where we invalidate the session and we will send him to the customer login page. Okay, I am saving it, and when I go to our application, see, I'm refreshing it, login successful. And inside the profile page, see, when I hover on the logout, here we can see bottom of our left, we are seeing customer logout. Okay, simply when I click on the logout button, it will be redirected to the customer login page by invalidating the session. Okay, this is how logouts works. Now what we need to do, again I am logging in into our application by using same email and password. Now if I want to change my password, like from root to the root one, I need to change the password of the customer. So here we, inside the header, we have created one name as a change password. So when you click on the change password, we need to go to the customer change password page. Here we are getting 404 error because we didn't created customer change password page till now. Okay, here we need to create the customer change password file, and inside the change password file we need to display our email. Whoever was logged in, we need to display his email. Okay, how we are gonna display that? By using the session, because when he gets logged in, we are using session management to store his email in the C email name. So we can get that email by using session dot get attribute. After that, we need to give the two input boxes for one for the old password and one for the new password. After when he enters old password and the new password, when he submit, it has to go to the processing file, processing page. Okay, inside that we need to retrieve all the details like his email, his old password, like his email, old password and the new password. Okay, so we need to check first whether the new password is same as a old password. So we didn't allow customer to give the same password for the old and the new password. So we need to check whether the new password is same as old password. If the password he wants to update the new password which is same as old password, so we need to send him the message like your password is same as old password. So if the old password and new password are the two different only, then we need to update that password with a new password, and we need to log out the customer from the present login page. Okay, we need to send him to the customer logout page so he can again re-log in into the application by using the new password. Okay, so we need to, so for that first we need to create one change password file. So here I will create one new file and I'm naming it as customer change password. Okay, when he clicks on when he when he clicks on our change password page. Okay, when he click on change password page, see this is in the change password page. So here we need to get the header here, and here we need to get the banner with the heading as change password, and below the banner we need to get the input boxes to take the input from the user to change the password, and the footer. So for that, first, to use our template we will take the links, so which are stored in the file, name it as headlinks. Okay, these links are important for our template, so I am including that file. Now what need, we are in the customer login, right? We are in the customer page, so for that I am including the customer header. So we are in the customer page, so I'm using the header as a customer header dot JSP. Now one more thing, what we need the footer also. Okay, we need the footer also, footer dot JSP. Now what we need after the header, we need one banner to display the customer. This page is change password page. For the presentation purpose, we use this banner. Okay, now here I'm giving the heading as change password. Okay, we are done with the header and we are done with the banner also. Now what we need one form where he needs to enter the old password and the new password. Okay, for that I will go to the customer page. Here I have the form, right? So I will use this form. I will use this form. So here I need only one button, that is for submit, for submit, for submit. Okay. Now here, instead of, see, okay, just leave it there. Now I will use this and I will enter this. See, I am giving one name of the, see, okay, I will show you first and saving it. And when I refresh it, see, when I refreshed it, we place a header, so it displayed header, we place a banner, and we change the name, change password. Here, see, here you can see enter your email, enter your password, enter your password. But here we don't need to enter our email, because when we get logged in, we use the session management to store our email. So here, when you want to use that email, retrieve we can retrieve that email by using, we need to save that email, right? So I'm using string email, so so we need to convert that into string, like typecasting. So we use a session management to save it. Now we need to use that, so we use get attribute, where in the login page we use the session dot set attribute. We have set the certain value to the C email. So here, by using that name, like a C email, we are retrieving whoever the customer logged in, we are retrieving his email by using the C email, and it will be stored in the email. Okay, now the email was there in the email. Now here in the input tag, I'm taking the value. Inside double quotes. I am using this expression tag, and I'm giving a value of the email, whichever the customer was logged in, then the session was stored this email, and that email we retrieved and stored it in the email. Now I am giving that email to this input box email, and I will give the one attribute name as only read only, so where we can read but we can't change. So I am saving it, and again I am refreshing it. See, here Radha at the rate gmail.com was logged in, so his email was stored in the, see, I will show that in the customer page. When the Radha gets logged in, his email was stored in the session by using the name C email. Okay, we have used the name C email, and the email was set inside this E email. Now when I want to use that email, I get that email and store it in the email. Okay, save it in this email variable, and this email variable I have displayed it to the user by using the value and the expression tag. Now here we have two more tags. Okay, that are input tags. One is for old password, and the one is for new password. Okay, here we need to change the placeholder from enter your password to enter your old password, enter here new password. Same here also, old, here also new. Okay, now when I refresh it, see, here by default we are getting the rather at the rate gmail.com, because we saved that session in when he gets logged in, and here I am getting that session value, and I'm using that email in this input box, and I've given only read only. We can't change this because we use the read only attribute. Okay, here we use read only attribute, so that we didn't want to change. Now here in the place of old password, I will enter the root. In the place of a new password, I will enter the root one password. Now when he clicks on the submit button, it will check for the processing page. Now in this customer data, instead of customer data, I need to create one change password data. So where we need to take all this data like email, old password and new password, and in that customer change password data page, we need to we need to write the logic whether the he entered old password is correct or not. If the old password and the email is correct only, then only we need to change it to the new password. So we need to write that logic in the customer data.jsp page. So now I am creating one more file, and I'm giving the name as customer change password data. So here what we need to do, we need to retrieve all the data which are present in this customer page. So we need to retrieve the email, we need to retrieve old password, we need to retrieve the new password. So first thing I will do that, So in the processing page, we need to connect with our database. So I'm including the connect page. Okay, we are included the connect file. Now we are connected with our database. Now I'm using the scriptlet tags and we need to retrieve the data. That is nothing but string email request dot get parameter of email, right? I have given the named as email, right? See in the customer, see this is a customer change password page where I am using the name as email, and for the old password that is old pwd, for the new password this is new pwd. So by using that names I will retrieve those password, like I am using here opwd equals to request dot get parameter of what I have given the name old pwd, and same for the string new pwd equals to request dot get parameter of new pwd, right? So here we have retrieved our details whichever the user has entered, like whichever the data was entered by the customer. Now what we need to do, we need to check whether this old password and new password are same or different. So for that we need to use as prepare statement. First what we need to do, first we need to do check whether this old password is correct or not, and we need to check with old password and new password is same or not. Okay, now prepare statement ps equal to con dot prepare statement. Okay, con dot prepare statement, inside statement I need to write a query. So I am using the select everything from customer, select everything from customer where email equals to question mark and password equals to question mark. Okay, so here we need to set the email and the password values. So here I will set first email value 1 comma email. Now instead of the password that is old password, here I'm setting the new password. Okay, new password. Why I am setting a new password means, so this is npwd, right? So the new password stored in the npwd variable. So I am using npwd. Why I am giving here new password? Why not opwd? Because here we are checking whether the old password and new password are same. If the new password also same, then it will go to our loop, like which is nothing but result set rs equals to ps dot execute query. Okay, it will execute the query. Now if the old password is same as a new password, so if the new password is same as old password, then the query will execute successfully. So if the query was executed successfully, so we need to tell the customer you have entered same password as a new password. So for that, here I am closing the script and I'm opening the scriptlet tag. Okay, understood. Here I'm using the new password to check whether the new password is same as old password. If the password is if the new password is same, then it will go to the if loop. So inside the if loop, we need to send him the message like saying you have you have entered entered same password, like same password as a you have entered same password as old password, so change please try new password. So we need to send him the message as you have entered same password as old password, so please try a new password. and we need to send him, we need to navigate him to same customer change, change, change password page. Okay, if the see, understand, understand carefully. See, I am giving select everything from customer where email and password. I'm giving the placeholders. Now I am setting the value email, and instead of old password, I'm giving the new password, because here if the new password is same as old password, then it will execute successfully and it will go to the if loop. So inside if loop, what I am saying you have entered same password as old password, because the new password is same as old password, whichever I have set it here. So please try the new password, and I'm sending him to same customer page. What if it will, where it will go to the else part, where means if this query, okay, if this query is not executed successfully, because here if the new password is different from the old password, then it will go to the else part. So inside else part, we need to update the password, because the old password and the new password are both are different. So again, I'm using the prepare statement. So I'm using in the else part prepare statement, I'm using here pss. Okay, I'm not using the only ps, I'm using different variable pss con dot prepare statement. So here what, here the two old password and the new passwords are different, so I will update that password here now, like update customer. So what we need to update, we need to update the password. So I'm setting update customer set in our database. What do we have? pwd. So we need to set pwd equals to question mark. Now where email equals to question mark and pw equals to question mark. See, understand this query, which is nothing but we are updating the customer table. What we are updating the password column, where first it will check whether the email and password are correct only, then only it will change it, then only it will change the customer password. So for the first question mark, this is first question mark. So we need, what we need to put it in the password, we need to set the value of the new password. So for that, for the first placeholder, I am setting the new password. Okay, now after the first, this is we need to set the new, and here we need to set the email, here we need to set the old password. When the email and the old password are correct only, then only it will update the new password. So pss dot set string of 2 comma. Now we need to place the second placeholder, which is nothing but email, and the third one is, 3 comma OPWD, because it was old password, it will check the email and the old password, then only it will update the new password. So for the update, we will use the integer rows equals to ps dot execute update. So if rows greater than 0, then only it was updated successfully. So I will end the scriptlet tags, and I will open tags, and I will use a script to give the pop-up for you with the message call password updated successfully. When the password get updated successfully, we need to log out from this session, and we need to send him to the, we need to navigate the customer to the login page to get login with the new password. So for that, when the password updated, I'm sending him to the customer page. Okay, now else part means what? Else part means if the password was not updated successfully. So we need to send in the customer message with the script by using the alert, as failed to update password. Okay, so please try again. So please try again. Here, instead of JSP, include page. So we are failed to update. Okay, when the password was failed to update, we need to send into the same customer change password page itself only. Okay, when the customer updation password updation was done successfully, then only we need to send it to the login page so that he can log in with the new password. Okay, now this is how we will update the password of the customer. So save it and we will go to our application. I am refreshing it. Okay, here I have the email and I am entering the root. Okay, and in the new password also I'm same entering the same old password. Okay, old password here, new password, so both are same root. When I click on the submit button, see it showing it popping up as you have entered same password as old password, so please try the new password. So when I click on OK button, again it will navigate me to the change password page itself only. Okay, understood? So the old and the new password should be both are both should be different. So in the old password, I'm entering the root. Okay, and or see instead of the correct password, I will give the wrong password. Like instead of root, I have given in the old password root one, and in the new password, I'm taking the password as Radha. Okay, my new password is Radha, and the old password is the wrong password. So when I click on the submit button, oh, what happened? One second, line number 32. Okay, sorry. The customer change password data. See this, I have used a PSS variable, right? So here we need to use a PSS variable only. So that is an error. See, I have used the wrong password, so it was failed. Failed to update password, so please try again. You have entered the wrong password, so it did updated your new password. So when you click on again OK button, it will go to the same change password because you have entered the wrong password. So now I will enter the password here. My old password is root and the new password as a Radha. So when I click on the submit button, see here now I get the pop as password updated successful. So when I click on the OK button, it has to go to customer login page to log in again with my new password. Okay, when I click on the OK button, see it has redirected to the customer login page. See, I will try again by using the new password. Okay, I will use here new password, that is nothing but Radha. Okay, that is Radha. Okay, when I click on the login button, see the password was updated successfully so that it gets login again. Okay, all of you understand how we need to get logged in by using the status also. When the customer accepted, only we need to get logged in. Okay, if the customer was rejected by the admin, we need to send the message as your profile has rejected. If the profile was in the pending stage, so we need to send him the message as your profile is pending, please wait for admin response. And after that we have created a logout where when he click on the login button, so we need to invalidate session and we need to send him to the customer login page. And the change password is nothing but here we need to display his email and we need to take what two inputs, and by using all this data, by using the logic behind that customer change password, here we can duplicate. If the old password and new password are same, we can send in the message as you have entered same password as the old password, so please try new password. So if the new password and the old password are different, so then only it will update the password when the old password is correct. Okay, this is today's class. Okay, uh, try once, practice once in the home. Okay, if you face any issues or if you have any doubts, you can ping me in the WhatsApp, or you can ping me, or you can call me. Okay, just ping me in the WhatsApp so that I will clear your doubts. Okay, that's a class for today. Thanks, Ashwini, Ashwita, and Kotari. Okay, you can drop off from the class, or if you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, thank you.